A very common question I get is how much does it cost to build your own house? And in this short video, I'm just going to give you a quick explanation that would give you a high-level, very simple way to calculate it. And this is mostly based on Canadian home construction cost. I'll be doing other videos for the United States and other regions. So the first aspect is the cost of acquisition, which includes the cost of your land, the legal cost that you paid for that acquisition, and the brokerage costs. Second aspect is the soft cost, which includes the design cost and the permitting cost mainly. And then there's the hard cost, which is the largest cost. There's different ways of doing it, and there's also different aspects that affect it mainly. But for a high-level way of calculating it is to simply calculate the total area of the house. So that would be the gross floor area, which is the area of the livable space, excluding the garages and excluding the basement, and assuming that the basement is not finished. Based on that, we will calculate, say for example, your home is going to be 3,000 square feet. You multiply that by the number of $350 per square foot. This is the typical ongoing rate that contractors are charging. A few years ago, like maybe 7 years ago, it was under $300. If you're doing finishes for the basement, for a house this size, you would be adding somewhere around $80,000 to $100,000, and then you would be adding landscaping and exterior works costs. So you'd add around $15,000 for the connections, $15,000 to $20,000, and landscaping, say maybe $50,000. If you're doing a swimming pool and something fancy and like pergolas or gazebos, that would be going up to $100,000, sometimes $150,000, depending on the level of detailing and quality. The $350 per square foot that I mentioned is based on average or good quality, not very high end, but it'll still give you a really nice looking interior house, and does not include any furniture, of course, but it does include the interior finishes, paintwork, roughing for the plumbing and HVAC systems, the fixtures themselves, all windows, roof systems, roofing and exterior work. So this just gives you a general idea. I hope this helps. Hi, this is part 2 of my video explaining the cost of constructing your home. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the soft cost, which is mainly the permit fees paid to the municipality and other authorities, and the design costs. Permit fees and authorities costs really depend on the municipality. So every municipality has a different pricing criteria. Most of them is based on the area of work. So they say, for example, $12 per square foot, per square meters, more or less. But if you're building a house, say around 3,000 square feet, you would be budgeting for somewhere around $10,000 to $15,000. There's another cost that is called development charges, and this applies in specific municipalities, not all municipalities. And this would be if you're building a new house on a vacant lot. But if you're building a house on a lot that has an existing house that you're demolishing, then the development charges is already embedded or carried in this property. And then there's other application types. So for example, if you're having to go to committee of adjustment to apply for a minor variance because your proposal does not align completely with the zoning bylaw, then there would be an additional cost, say around $5,000, $6,000. Now, in terms of the design fees, that really depends on the architect you're working with. So for a 3,000 square foot house, more or less, the fee should be somewhere around $45,000, $50,000 in average, or 5% of the construction cost is also a realistic budget. So if you're building a much bigger house, like for example 8,000 square feet or 10,000 square feet, then you just multiply $350 per square foot, which is explained in my first video, times the square footage times 5%, and that would be a realistic soft cost for the design. Hopefully this helps.